Hey everyone, Sawmill Charlie. Well, it's the 1st of August and it's time to treat for mites. I'm going to have a window of opportunity here in Maryland where the weather is going to be about 80 degrees during the day and mid-70s at night. And we're also going to have low humidity. Now I've found over the years that humidity plays a big part being detrimental to your hives if it's too high. So I like to have low humidity and temperatures at 80 degrees or slightly less. Now the parameters for using Formic Pro is temperature should not exceed 85 degrees. That's why I like to stay at 80 degrees. I like to have a little bit of a cushion when it comes to temperature. Now it doesn't say anything about humidity on there, but I still feel that low humidity is a very positive thing when it comes to treating your bees with this product. Now it comes in these satchels. One satchel is for one hive. It has 2 strips in it. I like applying both strips at one time. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is applying 1 strip every 10 days. Now the strips inside here are wrapped in like a white piece of cloth paper. Do not remove that. Just put this strip with the paper on it on top of your frames over top of your brood area. I'll be showing you that here just in a little bit. Now I've also talked to Dr. Sammy Ramsey, scientist and an expert when it comes to mites. He has brought a lot of information to the bee community about mites. He has found by using Formic Pro in some of his experiments that the 2-strip method is the best method as far as killing the most amount of mites, and it also penetrates the cappings where 80 to 90% of your mites are located. So he recommends at least the 2-strip method. He says the 1-strip method does kill the mites, but not quite as good. So I will be using the 2-strip method since the temperature is where it should be and the low humidity. So let's go on ahead and get into our hives and start killing some mites. All right, everyone, the first thing you need to do is to prep your hive for Formic Pro. And what I do is I run screen bottom boards, and I have this here Coroplast sign board, and I put this, slide it in underneath your screen bottom board. Now on the front of your hive you want to leave your entrance wide open. Don't put any entrance reducers into it, but you want to close up the screen bottom board. This fumigant actually sinks down into the hive, so you want to try to contain it as much in the hive as you possibly can. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into the top of our hive. Now I'm running 3 medium supers for my winter configuration. So the top super, it most likely is going to be completely filled with nectar and honey, and there might be a little bit of brood, but most likely not. Now the next 2 medium supers will most likely have brood in them, and I will then place the strips there and then put the 3rd super back on the hive. So let's dig into our hive. Like I said, there's plenty of honey. Guess we better smoke them down, get them calmed down a little bit. And that's a good super of honey, I have to say that much. I'm not going to have to feed them as much this fall, I can see, which is good. Let's check some of the brood here while we're at it. And yes, we have larvae and some eggs in there, a little bit of cat brood where they've just emerged. She's relayed this up here. So we're doing really good. We know we have a queen by just looking at that. The other frame right here is solid cat brood. So this is where we want to start. We're above our brood area here. We want to put a strip across these two areas, kind of like in the center of the hive. And that. So let's take and smoke them down. Get rid of some of the burr comb. So our strips will lay flat. Okay, here's our two strips. You take the cellophane off or foil. This is the paper that I was talking about. You do not remove that. You put it kind of like right there. Here's the other strip. Lay that there. And we're done. All we have to do is close up the hive. And the treatment is good for 14 days or 2 weeks. And I have my two little ventilation blocks. That's what this is for. It raises this telescope and cover up maybe an 1/8 of an inch or a little less. So there's airflow from the front entrance up through the hive like a chimney effect. And that is it. We'll come back in 14 days. Those strips will be dried up, kind of hard acting. And then we'll just throw those away and dispose of them in a proper fashion. So what I'm going to do is I've got 12 10-frame honey hives here. I will put 2 strips in each hive, just like I did here. Then we will move on down, hopefully, to the nuke yard. And what I did last year was I found the brood, and I would put 1 strip in each one of those hives, and it seemed to do quite well. All right, I brought you up a little bit closer so you can see inside the hive better. So let's take the lid off. Inner cover. They've got it glued down pretty good. I'm surprised at the amount of honey they're bringing in this fall. Usually we have a dearth. The only thing that I'm wondering is we have this spotted lanternfly. It's an invasive bug that has come into the area here this past year or two. I'm wondering whether that's honeydew, as they call it, from the excretions of the bug. And whether that's what the type of honey it is. I'm not going to extract it. I'm going to let the bees have it. Here's a nice brood frame. They've got cat brood. And there's another solid cat brood on that side. The ones that are open here, yes, she does have eggs laid up in there. So that's a good sign. Oop, slipped out of my hands. Let's check another one here. Yeah, another frame full of eggs. I don't see the queen, but definitely got full of eggs in here. So she's been here recently. These eggs here are laying almost down. So about probably 2.5 days ago she's been in here and laid these eggs. Here's a frame of cat brood and some eggs. Another beautiful sheet of cat brood there. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? The next frame next to this wooden frame is the same as far as cat brood. So we got a good viable hive here. Always good to know that you got a queen, a very good queen going into the hive. So I'm going to smoke them down, cut off some burr comb. And then we'll put another 2 strips of Formic Pro on this hive. Here's the tin foil. I took a razor blade and cut it open. Comes in these 2 packs. You can see this one here, it's a little more fresher. This is a newer pack. This is. I'm going to put it right there. Put it right here. Kind of centered where the brood is at. Put the honey hive back on. And yes, it does smell. You want to open them things up real quick, put them on, and close the hive back up because it's pretty potent stuff. I do know that some things recommend maybe a respirator. It's not quite that bad. So there we go. All right, let's get into another hive. Plenty of bee population. See if we can get this inner cover off. They got it glued down really good. Just kind of want to check some honey supers here, see what we got, if anything in there. Yeah, they definitely have nectar filled in the frames. Very nice. And that super's got some nice weight about it. And we're down in the brood area again. Let's check the frames out a little bit, make sure we have a queen. See how the bee production is. Oh boy. We got cat brood. We've got probably 5 or 6 day old larvae. Great looking pearly white larvae in there. Same thing on this side. Tell you what, I'm gonna try to get up close to the camera here. Maybe you can see it. I don't know there if you can see that or not, with a pearly white larvae in there. There's some down in there. Not really sure whether you can find it or see it. And of course there's some beautiful cat brood. So we got ourselves a really nice queen here. She's doing her job. So all we got to do is smoke down the bees, apply the mite treatments, help these girls out, get rid of these mites. Like I say, just take a packet like this, take your razor blade, slice right down the edge, open it up, lay the pads across the bars where the brood is at, and we're done. Put the honey super back on, inner cover, and that's all there is to it. Well, everyone, I hope you were able to gain some important information today out of the video to help you apply Formic Pro to your hives. So until next time, please like, subscribe, click the notification bell, share my videos with your friends, and have fun with your bees.